guys, you have probably seen this type of graphs before, right? These ones are called piecewise functions. A piecewise function is a function determined by two or more equations. Each piece of the function is going to apply to a different part of its domain. That means that depending on the x that you want to use, you will have to use a specific equation. And if you know how to graph and write linear equations, this is going to be a piece of cake. You get it? Because it's a piecewise function and a piece of cake. Let's go to the first example. The instruction here is evaluate when x equals 0, 3, 2, and -1. So now we have to look at these characteristics. So which one has a 0 in it? This one says x is less than 2. And this one is x is greater than or equal to 2. So all the numbers are greater than 2, bigger than 2, or 2. In this case, a 0 will fall in this category. Therefore, we have to use this equation. When we have to evaluate a function, the only thing that we have to do is substitute the x in the equation by this number, the one that they're giving us. We're going to put this one over here, negative x plus 4. Okay, so instead of the x, we're going to use 0. The negative is part of the equation, so I'm going to put 0 plus 4. All right, 0 plus 4 is 4. This means that when I use x in the function, when I evaluate, my result is 4. This can be written as an order pair. The x that I use, which is 0, and I got a y, a 4. So the next number is 3. 3 is greater to 2. Okay, so we're going to use this equation, 2x minus 3, and instead of the x, I'm going to put the 3. Okay, so it's 2 times 3 minus 3. 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 minus 3 is 3. So we can put it as an order pair. Instead of the x, we put 3, and the answer is 3. The next number is 2. So now both have 2, but look at the symbols. These signs are telling us that this one and this one doesn't include 2, but this one includes the 2 because it's greater than or equal to 2. We're going to use the second equation. This will be y equals 2x minus 3, and instead of the x, now we're going to put 2. So it will be 2 times 2 minus 3. So 2 times 2, it is 4, and 4 minus 3 is 1. We use 2, and then the result was 1. The last number is -1. So -1 would fit in this one. X is less than 2, and -1 is less than 2. So we're going to use this first equation. Y equals -x plus 4. In this case, we have to be careful because there is a negative over here that is part of the formula, part of the equation. So we are going to put that one, and then the x is -1, and then we put plus 4. Now, every time that we have negative and negative, that is positive. Okay, so this is actually 1. So it's just simply 1 plus 4. So 1 plus 4 is 5, and we have our next order pair. And that's how we evaluate a piecewise function. Let's look at this other example. In this case, the piecewise function is defined by 3 equations, but we do the same thing. All right, so they are asking us to evaluate when x is -1, -2, and 4. -1, we see a -1 over here, but we see that this category or this part of the function says that is for x less than -1. So the -1 is not included. But look over here. The x is in between -1 and -2. And it has the equal sign. That means that it includes the -1. So we will have to use this second equation. So remember, instead of the x, we are going to put the new value. And then we continue, plus 1. So -2 times -1, that is 2. And then plus 1, it will be 3. The next number is -2. Negative 2 is less than negative 1. So we're going to use this first equation. We will have f of x. We're just putting this, but everything is the same function, just in 3 parts. X plus 3. Instead of the x, we are going to use negative 2 plus 3. So negative 2 plus 3 is 1. And we can write it as an order pair, which will be negative 2x, and then y is 1. Now the last number is 4. 4 belongs to this category. Why? Because it says that x is greater than 2, and 4 is greater than 2. We're going to use this third function, okay, which is x minus 2. Instead of the x, we are going to use 4. So there's an x, so I put 4 minus 2, and we solve. 4 minus 2, it is 2. So our order pair will be 4 and 2.